What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We just made it back to the shop, got the fire started, cleaned it up a little bit in here, and we're ready to get back to work on the car. I got two things I want to either finish or at least get started tonight before I gotta head back home. First being, I want to do a Cerakote headlight restoration kit on these lenses, get them looking brand new, and then I want to start the ceramic coat process on the car and get the whole car ceramic coated. If you guys have never used this ceramic headlight restoration kit from Cerakote, I highly suggest trying it. If your headlights are like super crusty or a little bit foggy like mine are, you can see they're not very clear. This is game changer. This thing works so well, and it actually is pretty quick. I've had really good luck with this compared to taking the long process and buffing everything down and having it not work. This is the move for sure. So those kits are like 16 to 20 bucks at Walmart, somewhere around there. And yeah, they work wonders. I'll walk you through the whole process and we'll get these headlights restored. First thing I'm gonna do is we'll pop the hood, so that's out of the way. And then I'm just gonna mask off our fender and our bumper about probably 2 inches past the headlight, just so when we're sanding, we're not sanding any part of the body that we don't want to sand. This kit comes with 3 different steps. So you got your oxidation remover, then your little sander, and your ceramic clear coat. So first we're gonna start with this. There's 6 of them, so we'll use 3 per headlight, and then we'll move on to the sanding. But these are essentially just 3 wipes that remove the oxidation from the headlight. Once they start becoming yellow, just move on to a different one and keep going on the headlight until, you pretty much use up all the wipes, and the headlight will have a cloudy look to it when you're done. So first I'm just gonna clean these up with some nice soapy water. Get all the little stuff off the headlight, and then we'll dry it off before we hit it with that oxidation remover. We'll take our first oxidation remover wipe, and we're just gonna do circular scrubbing motions throughout the entire headlight. If it gets on your paint, it's okay, just wipe it off immediately and you'll be fine. So you can see the wipe is starting to get yellow, so I'm going to flip it over, use the other side of the wipe, and then once it's completely yellow, you will switch and use a new wipe. Now for the next step, you're going to apply the red sanding disc onto your little prep pad, whatever you want to call this guy. And then we're just going to spray the headlight down a little bit, keep it wet while you're sanding. We're just going to go in a uniform pattern, no circle motion, just straight across. And do that for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can rinse it off, and we'll move on to the gray pad. Okay, so we just finished sanding with both the red and... Not really sure what that was. Huh. The freaking heat made the cap on the primer pop off. What? So yeah, we finished sanding it down, we rinsed it off. As you can see now, she's a bit cloudy. And now comes the super satisfying part of applying the ceramic clear coat on the headlights, and it's gonna make these things look brand new. I think they recommend wearing gloves with this stuff, So put on some gloves, grab the wipe, and we're just gonna wipe every section of the headlight until it's complete. Obviously you'll know what you've gone over because it's gonna clear it up instantly. And then, yeah, you're pretty much done.
Oh, pinky promise you, Pookie.
So here's the side we haven't touched yet. So you can see it's a bit cloudy. Still doesn't look too bad. Now coming over the side we just did, these things look brand new. There's no clouding whatsoever. And the crazy thing about this kit is it stays like that for a long, long time. It's hard to believe that like a $16 kit from Walmart, obviously it's made by Cerakote, but you get the point. It's hard to believe that a kit like that would do that well of a job. I mean, I've seen some crazy headlight cleaning methods with all, you know, sand it all down, buff it out with a DA and do all that, but that took all of, I don't know, 15 minutes. And yeah, it's super easy, super cheap, and best results I've ever seen on a headlight. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the passenger side, get that knocked out, and then we'll get moving on to ceramic coat in the car. Just like that, both of our headlights are now complete. Now we can start hitting the car with our Avalon King Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the whole car done tonight. I do have to bounce out of here pretty soon, but we can start with, you know, some of the panels and get as far as we can. I'm gonna start with the hood and we'll just move on from there. Let's get this guy closed down. And now let's walk through this easy process together. Before we even get to the ceramic coat, the first thing I'm going to do is just wipe down this entire hood with IPA. Now obviously this car was just vinyl wrap, so it's pretty clean for the most part. That's why all we're doing is just wiping it down with IPA. If you are ceramic coating a car that was out in the elements for a while or it's been driven a lot, I would do a lot more than just IPA. I would clay bar it, maybe wax it, really clean it up, and then IPA over the top before you start ceramic coating. So I already have this kit open. We're going to use the rest of this first. We have our little bottle of course, Armor Shield 9. So we have our applicator towels and then the pad as well. Once you wipe down the car with IPA, you can take your applicator pad, put a little towel on there, and we're just going to take about 5, 6, maybe 7 drops of Avalon King. And then once you get to the car, just going to wipe it kind of horizontally, and then we'll come back and hit it vertically just to make sure we kind of get like an even application, and then just keep going throughout the car. So you can clearly see the difference, what we ceramic coated and what we didn't. So the ceramic coat really glossens it up, brings it to life, and yeah, not only is it protecting it and making it easier to wash the car, it also, yeah, will make it look 10 times better just by glossening it up. So we have this all kind of on the hood right now. You're gonna see an oil slick or like rainbow effect once it's ready to be wiped off. So we're just gonna give it a little while, and yeah, once it kind of rainbows up, go ahead and wipe off the hood, and then we'll move on to another panel. just got the hood wiped down. I'm going to go ahead and try to bust out the rest of this car. I got to get out of here tonight, and I really want to get this done. So, yeah. Let's get you guys on the tripod. We'll run a quick time lapse, and we'll see how far we can get. We got the front end of the car completely ceramic coated, and damn, she looks pretty good. Somehow while I was laying out IPA on the car to clean it up, I nicked the top of the headlight and really screwed up the clear coat, which was obviously still drying. So that really irritated me. So I finished up the front bumper, and I'm gonna bounce out of here. I ordered up a new headlight kit. Super unfortunate because they came out really good, but it is what it is. Yeah, I am pretty irritated. Pick this video right back up when I get back to the shop. Alrighty guys, it's the next day. I'm back in the shop. I'm just going to bust out the rest of this ceramic coating job. Another thing popped up today. We were supposed to have something delivered yesterday. It's been waiting on this part for 3 weeks. It's the last thing we're waiting for to get the first start on this car. And it says it was delivered. Not in the mailbox, so not sure where it is. Really annoying. I've literally been waiting 3 weeks for this to start the car. It's a little adapter to go in the bottom of the manifold, but yeah, lost. So irritated again tonight. Just got to get this ceramic coating done just in case we find a way to get this car started. We can go and drive it this weekend. So let me bust this out, and then I did get the pipes in from ETS to go to the manifold. So we'll test fit all that tonight, see what we're going to need as far as couplers, and then we'll go from there. We just got the whole passenger side completely ceramic coated. Before I do the back, we're going to slap on this OEM STI badge. And Chandler was pretty smart, so you can kind of see where the old one was. We left a little bit of glue behind the wrap so we can get this in the exact location that it has to go. She'll be money. So let's get this guy slapped on real quick, and then we'll finish the rest of the car. I don't know if this recorded the first part, which is probably a good thing. I was putting on the friggin' STI badge, and it comes with this blue foam piece. This thing, which everything was like stuck together. I think that blue foam piece they use is like an alignment tool, or I don't really know. But I went to put it on, and it was like off the glue that we already had on there. As you saw, we kind of left a little bit of glue behind so we could see where the badge had to go. With that blue foam piece, I couldn't see where it had to go, so it was kind of guesstimating. Put it on, didn't like it, so I tore it all off. And then I was irritated, so yeeted it across the room, because that's the easiest way to solve your anger. But then I wasted an hour trying to find the frickin' pieces so I could piece it back together. And yeah, now it's on there. We'll see if it lasts. I doubt it will, but it is what it is. Let's get the rest of this car ceramic coated, and then we just got one other thing we got to do under the bay, and we'll call it a night. Also, I was kind of worried about the two different shades of red kind of clashing, but, you know, it doesn't look all that bad. I think we'll stick with it for now. I was tempted to just order up a black one or something like that, but no, that looks pretty good. And just like that, the entire car is now ceramic coated. Everything but the windows. And I will be doing the windows as well. I just don't know what kind of sticker setup we're doing. I know we're doing some graphics in the back, 2 little ones, and then 1 little one on the middle of the front windshield, I believe, somewhere up here. So I didn't want to put any ceramic coat on there just because once you kind of do, you can't really stick anything to it. This is my weapon of choice for ceramic coating, as you've seen in the video. This is Avalon King Armor Shield 9. I've been using Avalon King for a while now, and I've had really good luck with them. So I highly recommend their product if you wanted to pick a set up. Like I said, I'll have it linked down in the description box below. It's the next day now. We are obviously back in the shop, and today's goal is to get this car ready to have its first start. So I went to Napa, and we were actually able to scrounge up some little adapters, not exactly the right size, but enough to hopefully make this thing work. The only one I'm missing is the little nipple that goes into the fuel pressure regulator, which is scheduled to be delivered to me by Saturday. We'll see what happens. But I want to get all the vacuum lines hooked up to the bottom of the manifold actually secured in there, get everything ran how it's supposed to be, our intercooler piping in, and yeah, essentially have this thing ready to go. We got to pull the manifold back out of the car. We'll get that last little barb on for the brake booster line, and then we'll get that all set up. We'll get all of our vacuums tied into there, run where they have to go, and then we got to get our boost controller in and our intercooler pipe. That's pretty much it. I do have to adjust the breather hose on the AOS because that's kind of in the way of the new intercooler pipe. And I'm hoping that the jack in here is low enough to pick up this side of the car. I think we'll be all good, I think. You need a pretty low profile jack to pick this car up, but I think we'll be all good there. Let's pull this intake manifold out, get our vacuum lines hooked up underneath, and get that thing bolted in and secured for once. Right, we got the intake manifold in, it's bolted down, we got our gaskets in there, everything is plugged in. We have our vacuum lines running to our throttle body. We have our vacuum line, this one's for the blow-off valve, this one is for our fuel pressure regulator. We have one already plumbed up to our hob switch down there, and we also have our brake booster line, kind of runs around the back, barb into another line, which goes to the manifold. So all that's good to go. Now we can get our blow-off valve on this pipe here, and then there's also a bung there, which we can get our speed density tapped into, and then we can put that on with our little couplers, get our intake on, and this thing will pretty much be complete. I do have to pull the bumper off and tighten up the 2 clamps that hold the intercooler piping onto the intercooler. Those are still loose, but other than that, we should be good. So let's get that intercooler pipe on, and then we can finally see what this thing looks like with a complete engine bay.
I think you promised me, Poopy.
Well guys, everything in the bay is pretty much put together. I got to do a little bit more work on the boost controller. It's all pretty much mounted up. I just have to wire it, and I need to put clamps on the wastegate and the turbo where the boost lines run to. So everything's in. There's one more thing we have to do, but before I do that, let's get a peek. This thing is this thing is so sick. There she is, folks. All together. Everything bolted down finally, and we're just about ready for our first start. This thing is nuts. I've never seen a car, well, I've seen a few like full titanium kits, but to have them all match, it's yeah, this is sick. So super happy with how this bay turned out. But like I said, we have one more thing, and it's this guy right here. We're gonna take off this little old cap. This is yeah, we don't need this where we're going. What we do need is some JDM in our bay. Yes, sir. All right, and just like that, this bay is pretty much done. Like I said, I got a little bit more work to do on the boost controller. And I'm also just waiting on a barb for the regulator so we can run vacuum to that. Right now I just have the line kind of just chilling down here, but that will go to that barb once we have it. It should be here in 2 days. And then we'll have Mr. Josh Bader come in here, give us a little base map, and we'll get this thing fired. I'm hoping that everything's gonna go smooth. I'm sure we'll have either a fuel leak, an oil leak, a coolant leak, something like that. There's always one thing, but hopefully we get this thing running and sounds like a freaking beast because it sure does look like one. I'm probably gonna wrap up this video right here. I'll give you guys one more look at the engine bay, and then I'm gonna head home, get some sleep, and next video should be the first start. Let's take a quick second just to appreciate this bay. I owe a big shout out to ETS for these 2 pipes. They got these here really quick and they were all made right when I ordered them. The intakes they don't have on their site, but if you reach out to them, they can make you titanium intakes. And then this pipe, I believe, is for a 15 to 21 STI that they made up, and I made it fit on this 14 hatch because we're running the processless manifold, and the original kit that comes with, you know, this year car doesn't fit around this 3rd runner on the manifold. So this one fits fine. Looks good, and everything bolts up. The only thing I need are 2 clamps for this coupler, which I think I have at the house, so we should be good there. So that's going to finish it up. If you guys have any questions about this build, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I have been getting a lot of questions about how much I've spent on everything. I will be making a video on that soon. I'm terrified to do so, but, you know, I'm actually kind of curious myself. That's going to wrap up this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. See y'all later.